Yo, what is up, everyone? This is your boy, Jermaine. Let me see, can I put the camera like here? Because if I can put it here, we all good. We gravy. We cooking with chicken noodle soup. Don't think I can put the camera here. Crap. I gotta get really creative. Okay, I got a shoe. Is there anything I can do with a shoe and a camera? I can put the camera on the shoe like this. There we go. That works. Can you guys hear me? Let me make sure this is charging, because if this is not charging, we ain't gonna have no stream going here. So right now I got a random stream for you guys, and I'm just eating me some pasta. I forgot what country I'm in. Can't remember at all, but I got some pasta here. I'm gonna drink some pasta, and I got a beer, and of course I took the label off of the beer. Can you guys hear me? The one YouTuber who literally, the one YouTuber. I have tons of haters. What are you talking about? So many people don't like me, but I don't care. Like, I like the fact that people don't like me. That lets me know I'm doing something good. All right. So, tell me a story. What's going on? Make sure y'all smash the like button right now. Do it. It's all gravy. It's not raining today, so I don't have any rainy day stories to tell you guys. But I didn't edit a video today, so I thought that I would just do a live stream. And I think you guys like live streams anyway. But it's cool. I'm not going to say anything too bad in this live stream. Are you here? I'm here. Meet any couples on your trip? I haven't met any couples on this trip. Nope. I did meet a crazy vegan though. Well, a couple crazy vegans. Must come to the Caribbean. I will, but I'm pretty far away from the Caribbean right now. Okay, so what's going on back in the U.S.? Am I missing anything? From Barbados. I can't pronounce it. Boosters don't want anything to do with me, yo. I mean, there are some pretty cool people that work at Boosted that like me, but I don't think that the actual people that work there, I don't think they like me. They like people like Sam Schaefer. Yeah, I don't think Boosted needs. They don't really. I don't think they really need any help. They get all free advertisement from me anyway, so why would they send me anything free? And I don't know who. I don't know who's gonna buy that scooter. Like, I don't mean to say anything bad about Boosted, but it's pretty expensive. I do get the whole quality part. Like, it's a really nice, high quality built scooter. But once again, it's expensive. Someone just wrote on there, I'm gonna send you clothes. I'll take them, yo. I could definitely use some clothes. I could use some new shoes, actually. Like 2 new pairs of shoes. Both of my shoes look like shit. Actually, my other shoes, I lost a pair. I lost one of the shoes traveling the other day. I made it back to my new destination and I only had one freaking Birkenstock. Have you seen the new? No, I saw someone reviewing it on YouTube, but I didn't click on the video. I I did. I just got these noodles and just put them on the stove. Well, there's a little sauce on here. But you're right, there's not a lot of sauce. Check it out. This is the best laptop for the future is here. Ooh, vegan shoes. That sounds pretty dope. Laptop for the future. I definitely don't think it's gonna be. I think laptops of the future are gonna be tablets and cell phones. This is a live stream video right now. Vegan butt rubs. Isn't tobacco vegan though? So I don't think that Swissers are vegan. I think that they're. I could be wrong, but like they may not be vegan. You may wonder like what? Why would it not be vegan? Well, certain things that they just do weird stuff to certain things. Like I don't get why it wouldn't be vegan, but it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't vegan. That's what I'm trying to say. Because in the U.S. they do a lot of weird stuff to food. I've heard of some beers that they take the beer and they rinse it through a fish's mouth, and it makes like a lot of vegan. Makes a lot of beer not vegan. I don't really get it, but like it's just a big American thing. They like to make. They like to put animals in everything. Are you in Brazil? I'm totally not gonna give it away. Just but I will say that I think this country I'm in right now is one of my favorite countries I've ever been to, and it's a country that I never even thought that would be like freaking awesome and super dope. I definitely miss skateboarding, yo. I do, but like right now, I'm in La La Land, like straight up. Like I'm in La La Land. This is like my utopia. This place that I'm in right now. I think this is a place I could live, yo. Um, I thought Thailand would be my utopia, but it's not. Like whenever I'm in Thailand, I'm just not really. I like it, but it's not a place I can stay for a very long time. Here, I think I could stay. I could like straight up live here. Pakistan. Big Danny K. Big Danny K. Anyway, so I'm not gonna say where I'm at, but um, am I going to Pakistan soon? You know, I wouldn't mind going to Pakistan if the visa process wasn't as bad. I wouldn't mind doing it. But for an American to get visa from Pakistan, there's definitely some red tape that I have to go through. These are mushroom flavored noodles. So they taste like a mushroom. I should have made like 2 packs at least, but no, for sure I'll eat 1 pack. I think tomorrow I'm gonna film this video with this local girl here, and we're just gonna drink alcohol and eat food. Because I saw someone wrote in a comment like, you should make a mukbang, and drink alcohol. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do it with this like local chick. And when she speaks really good English, like English is just as good as my English, you know. Now that is out of the way. Yeah, I do. I guess I've been doing a live stream about every week now. This beer is incredibly flat. Like someone left this beer in the freezer and then they checked out. And when they checked out, it was like there was like 3 or 4 beers left, and they're all exploded. And this one was like slightly exploded, so I was thinking I'm gonna let it unthaw and I'm gonna drink it. But it tastes like crap, but I'll still drink it like in front of the camera, you know. Ooh, so what's the purpose of not saying where you at? Because I don't want people to know where I'm at. That's why I'm not saying where I'm at. Does that make any sense? I kind of want it to be a surprise, but then I kind of don't want to tell people um, just because I kind of just don't want to say. He fell in love with Sophia. Huh. 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 I really like Sophia a lot. I didn't fall in love with Sophia, and I'm not in Sophia. But I really liked Sophia a lot. Like, yeah, Sophia was very entertaining. Like, I didn't get crazy stares. Like, I had people flirting with me and stuff. Like, it was just a different experience. Like, it's definitely a place I would return back to. Like, for real. Like, I had a blast there. But this new place, I really like this new place a lot. Have you ever been to Tel Aviv? I have been to Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is freaking amazing. This place that I'm in right now, it kind of slightly reminds me of Tel Aviv because I definitely see a lot of women with the I better not say anything else. Why don't you like going to African countries? I love going to African countries, but the thing about African countries that people just don't get is people expect me only to go to African countries. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be in Africa my whole life. Like, I don't. There's other places in the world I want to go to. So, are you planning on moving out of the States? I have thought about that more and more in the past 5 days than I've ever thought about it in my life. And you know, sometimes you live and you experience things and you go places and you learn things. And I think I'm at that tipping point where I'm thinking, maybe I don't need the US anymore. Like, I don't mean to say it like that. Like, I love the US. Don't get me wrong. I love my country and I love what my country has to offer. However, I don't know. Like, sometimes you're just introduced to things and I just had my mind blown like just a couple days ago, and I'm just wowed out. So that's kind of how. Why would you? What would keep you in the U.S.? Well, the thing is, the only thing that really is keeping me in the U.S. is San Francisco, and it's a place that I really don't even like San Francisco as much as I once did when I first moved there because San Francisco has changed so much. It's not this whole funky hippie town. It's not this whole town of anyone can be whatever you want. It's more like it's just very techy and very expensive. And a lot of people say New York. What about New York? I don't like New York is very, very competitive. Okay, it's very, very competitive. I find New York kind of a hard place to live. I kind of like that whole California vibe, you know. But just like that's one reason like when I go to New York, like I don't even talk to no females when I'm in New York because that's how competitive and how cutthroat that city is. Like it's like if you don't have your own place, if you don't have a job, and if you don't have like I don't know other shit that people require there, it's like it's very hard to exist there, you know. So that's kind of how I see it. Like yeah, that's kind of how I'm going. You get to have a lot, like way more. I missed the old San Francisco when I first moved to San Francisco. Like when I first moved there, it had already changed, but it's changed a whole lot since when I first moved till today. And San Francisco home base is so understandable. Yeah, it was. There's a lot of cheap flights that fly out of San Francisco. Like so many people out there say you should go like live in Memphis, but the thing is, I would probably commit suicide if I lived there because it's so boring and it would really limit my international travel greatly. Like I just couldn't be able to do it. And then I would be around my family, yo. And I know a lot of people out there that live outside of the US. You may say like, what's wrong with being around your family? Family has when you're always around your family, they have different things that they want to see you accomplish, and that's what they want to see you accomplish, not what you want to do. And I totally get that in a lot of countries, like people are not into individualism, but in the US, individualism is very big. If I want to grow up and if I want to become the president of the United States, I can do that. Like I can achieve that if you know you can work towards that like in your life. In a lot of countries you just can't, you can't do that because people are super family oriented, and I'm just not a family oriented person. I was talking with a subscriber on Instagram earlier. He was like, aren't you he asked something along the lines of like, where are your roots from, where are your roots from, like my roots, like, you know, like where am I from, like what part of Africa and stuff like that. And you know, when I travel, this is a very good question that this is a very good question that people ask. People always ask me like, "Oh, where are you from? Where are your roots?" And the truth is, I don't know. And the reality is, most black people in the U.S. they don't know either unless you get a blood test. My whole deal with the blood test is I kind of found it hard to believe, like if it's true or not. Thanks to the super chats, Marty. I find it very hard to believe. Like, how do I know that these companies aren't just making up this information and just giving it to me? And then also I've heard that if you get a blood test done with, if you get like a DNA test done, they a lot of health insurance companies won't like sell you health insurance. And I'm thinking that's so jacked up. Like, so at the end of the day, I don't really care. Like, I really don't care where I come from. Like, I don't. Like, I'm sorry to say, but I don't. It's something that I don't think about every single day when I wake up. I only think about it when some non-American person asks me, you know? And usually in the US, when white people ask, it's more of like they're just trying to rub it in. You know, that's kind of how I get. Not everybody, not every white person that asks, but I kind of get that, you know? Because come on, you're 30 years old. You probably have asked another black person in their life, like in your lifetime, where are they from? They probably have told you, well, I don't know because my people did not come here on an airplane. My people came here on freaking boats, you know? But then outside the US, I don't really hold people accountable for that as much. It is really hot where I am right now. Oh my gosh, it's this morning when I woke up, it was even hotter than it is now. Like it was piping hot outside. I just woke up because I woke up in the sun, so I was just like, yeah, I had a blast. What's the best food you've eaten so far while traveling? So I'm in this like random country that I don't that I'm not gonna tell you guys, and that's why there's like nothing in the background here. But I'm in this random country and I had a very amazing vegan burger. And this was my first impressions of the country, by the way. Like I arrived to the country. I'm not gonna say how I arrived to the country because that's gonna give information of where I am. But like I arrived to this country and before I checked in, got I went to this vegan restaurant and they're playing like hip hop music and they're all like it was like just this vibey place. A lot of people didn't speak English, but like it was this one chick that worked there. She spoke like really good English, and I was like, yo, this place is freaking dope. Like my first impressions of the country was just like amazing, you know. And let me see. Do I got any hateful comments down there? Yeah. Would you ever eat lab grown meat? You know, It's something that I don't think I want to do just because I've got so used to eating. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I would eat lab grown meat because if it was a fucking fillet, maybe I would. But like, if it was a burger, I don't think I would waste my time with that. You know. Well, I eventually tell you guys. I'm not. I'm just not gonna tell you guys because honestly, I just don't want to tell people. Like I really, I like the fact that I can go places. I like the fact I can go to a place and people don't know where I am because I share so much of my life, you know? So it's just like, it's comforting for me that I'm in a place and people don't know where I am. Like, maybe that sounds weird, but that's just how it is. This fly is gonna drive me insane. So what I'm gonna have to do is, do you eat Impossible Burgers? I've had an Impossible Burger, but honestly, I'm not a fan of the Impossible Burger. I like Beyond Beef more, Beyond Meat more. How has your health status changed since you vegan? So like, I don't think my health has really changed that much. Like I haven't lost weight. I haven't gained weight. I think probably some negative things about me going vegan is maybe I could be deficient in sometimes iron and sometimes B12. On this trip, I've been eating a lot of nutritional yeast, and nutritional yeast is full of B12. B12 is a very difficult vitamin to find if you don't eat animal products. It's very difficult. However, if you eat nutritional yeast, you can get your B12. Now, I saw someone just popped up supplements. I'm not that big a fan of supplements because I don't like to take pills. Like if I get a headache, I would much rather lay down and not take aspirin or not take a Tylenol. I'd rather lay down. And if it was the type of situation where I'm unable to lay down, I would rather just smoke weed. I would just rather do it naturally. A lot of times when you have a headache, you just need to lay down or you need to drink water because maybe you're dehydrated. So that's kind of how I don't really like to take drugs, like especially man-made drugs. Hello from Osaka, what up? So I used to take multivitamins, but I don't. I stopped after I stopped like in the middle of last year. I stopped taking multivitamins. Like it was just too much to remember, so I just stopped taking them. And I think I think I get plenty of nutrients. I have this app called Chronometer, and with Chronometer, you just type in what you eat, right? And you type in the amount of what you're eating, and it gives you a breakdown of how much nutrients that you're getting from the foods that you're eating. And I don't track every single meal that I eat because that would just be, oh, you don't want to do that. Like tracking every meal would be freaking a mess. So what I do is if I'm eating something different and I just don't know what's in it, like 'cause the other day, like I had some tahini sauce and I forgot what tahini sauce was, so I went to the app and like typed in tahini sauce and figured out what was in it. You know, like I think tahini sauce has a lot of I can't remember off the top of my head, but tahini sauce has a lot of something I just can't remember. Fuck, it was I don't want to go to the app because I'm trying to figure out. It's called Chronometer, and you will realize a lot of things lack a lot of things lack of lot of things. Like, am I making any sense here? Like a lot of foods lack a lot of nutrition. Like totally. Madison graduated with perfect attendance. That's because you took her to school every day. So Marty, you got perfect attendance as well. Not just your daughter. Congratulations, man. Foods are probably much healthier. Yes, foods are definitely much healthier when I'm outside the US. This is, I think this is why people say my skin looks better when I'm outside the US. Because when I'm in the US, I never hear anybody say anything about my skin. But when I'm in the US, I'm covered up a lot. Like, I got a jacket on, I got a coat on, it's freezing, I got a helmet on. Have you been to Budapest? I've been to Budapest like twice. Budapest is a favorite, but Budapest is I would feel that Budapest is not a hidden gem like it once was. Like more and more people know about Budapest. So I like to go to those off the beaten path places. Like this place that I'm in right now. If I told you guys, most people wouldn't even know. They have no idea it's a country. Um, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I haven't been to Somalia. Somalia is not on the list anytime. It's called Chronometer. I'll show it to you guys. The app. Yes, I did see that cathedral in Sofia. You know, you have to pay to take photos inside, and you have to pay to take videos inside. And I'm just like, oh no, I'm not giving these folks no money. Come on, to take a photo. And of course, I still was up in there taking photos. So tahini sauce has a lot of iron in it, and that's like 1 ounce of tahini sauce. So when I go to a place and order falafel, they usually give you much more than an ounce. It's like 3 ounces of. It's like 3 ounces of tahini sauce, and that's just the sauce. Like that's not even including the falafel ball, and they usually give you 3, 4 falafel balls. So with Chronometer, you can like just put in the information, and it breaks it down. Like it shows you how much fiber, how much iron, calcium, vitamin A, vitamin C, B12. It just breaks it all down. How do you deal with party hostels? I don't always stay in party hostels. Sometimes I stay in hostels, and sometimes I just stay in Airbnb. So that's kind of how I play it off. Let's see. Before they wouldn't let you take pictures at all. Like, how do you police that when you have so many people with cell phones nowadays? Yeah, Chronometer. Chronometer is a really good app, actually. Georgia. Could I be in Georgia? What is more better, to travel outside the states, or do you like better on a bus or a train? I'd rather travel outside the states any day. Like any day. Red pepper. I got like messages here and messages here. Bosnia. Could I be in Bosnia? No, he is not the first black travel vlogger. No, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not. There's a lot of people out there that try to they want me to do a collab with, her name is her name is Mary Jane. Like she's this black girl, she travels, like make travel videos. She went to 100 countries in 1 year. And I remember like her video, like I left a comment, right? And it went to the top of her video. And a lot of people from her video subscribed to me because she wrote like, no, because I said in the comment like, oh, I've been to like 58, 59 countries or something like that, 56 countries. And then people started clicking on me and subscribing. And then I noticed, because I would literally get people every day like commenting like on that post. And then I stopped seeing people comment, so I went to the video and like I guess she like disabled the comments. So I tried to reach out to her like a couple times, just because so many people have told me like you should reach out to her. And then now she's like, I don't know, she just doesn't respond. But then I don't know, she doesn't drink and she doesn't smoke and she's really young. Like I'm not trying to like talk about it, but like she's just young. Like I think she's 22 or something. So she's done a lot of traveling, but you know, I don't think our content would really go together that well. Because I just have different experiences than a single girl traveling, you know? And she, I don't think she does a lot of solo traveling. She travels with like her cousin a lot. And she makes vlogs, but like it's a different type of vlogging, you know? I do a lot of like vlogging where like I show stuff. And I don't think many vloggers like show as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, some vloggers do, some don't, but a lot of the girl vloggers don't show as much. But those girls on motorcycles, yo, they got some of the dopest channels, some of the dopest travel channels, or not just girls, but like anybody on a motorcycle that's traveling like around the world that makes some dope content because it's just I don't know, their content's just dope. Like I love their content, yo. It's good that you tried to divest your needs on Whole Foods. Have you tried a blood test? I haven't had a blood test in a while. Maybe I can get a blood test in one of these countries soon. I would imagine if I'm deficient in anything, it's probably gonna be B12 because like it's just one that it's very difficult to get B12, and if you don't take a supplement, it's gonna be difficult. And possibly I could be deficient in iron, but I eat it. I want to say I'm probably not deficient in iron. Cause like I'm eating falafels and stuff like that. You get a lot of freaking iron from chickpeas and I think the B12, but B12 is gonna be one a lot of vegans are gonna struggle with. And don't just think just because you're not vegan, you don't have to worry about being deficient in anything. You can definitely be deficient on a normal diet. Like maybe you don't eat enough of this, or maybe you don't eat enough vegetables. You can still be deficient. So don't just think like, oh, I'm not vegan, I don't have to worry about that. You totally have to do that. Yeah, I'll start. Mary Jane versus Jermaine beef in chat. Do you regret the couple experience video? It was his. I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. And believe it or not, you can actually go on Social Blade. I lost like a bunch of subscribers when I made that video, and that's exactly what I wanted. Like if you're homophobic, like I don't want you watching me, and if you're so religious that you can't even like watch a YouTube video, honestly, if you're that religious, you shouldn't even be on YouTube anyway. Like you should only be watching like holy stuff, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be, if you're that religious that you can't take a video like that, you shouldn't be watching sports because that's violence. You shouldn't be watching the cheerleaders doing the half games because they're half naked. You know, if you're very homophobic, like I understand in certain countries, I'm not gonna say because if I say that region of the world, people are gonna get very offended. But like there is one region of the world that I'm not traveling in right now, and lots of people want me to travel in this region of the world. People are very homophobic there, you know, and I want to say that it was probably a lot of people from that region of the world that was like unsubscribe, and I'm like, fuck off, guys. Like, I don't care. Bye. Like, see ya later. There's plenty of open-minded Americans that would watch me. You know, there's plenty of open-minded people in the UK that would watch me. Like, that's just how it is, you know. I said region of, I did say region of the world, but I'm not talking about the Middle East. I'm not talking about the Middle East, actually. It's another, if I say anything else, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, and then people are gonna get pissed. When are you coming back to the UK? Maybe on this trip. Maybe on this trip. Ooh, I see a good one that popped up. Do you see a lot of mid-30 men or women doing solo traveling, doing the same thing? What man you give us first? Okay, so I definitely see people in their 40s traveling, for real. Like 40s, 50s. I met a guy when I was in Moldova, getting on the bus going down to Romania. I met him at the train station. He was like literally the only dude there that spoke English. And he was just like, "You speak English?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, where you from? He's like, the UK, but I'm originally from, he said like Michigan or something. And I saw him like in Moldova, and he took a different bus and went a different way. And then like 5 days later, I saw him in another country at another hostel, and he was just like, he's like maybe 55, 60, just traveling like just like me, like super easy, just going with the flow. He told me that he had a place in London, and he was renting this place out. That's how he was traveling all the time. Um, Plenty of open-minded people in Australia will still watch you. Oh, I know. But then, you know the craziest thing about that video is, I got a lot of negative comments, like a lot of negative comments. But the positive comments were the ones that I actually paid more attention to. So many people like actually liked it. So many people actually found the video to be interesting and entertaining, and they watched it all the way through. So I didn't really care about the people that were upset. Like, you can't make everybody happy. Like, you can't. Like, bottom line. And that day, I just really pissed off a lot of people. And so what, you know? Another video I made that I purposely tried to piss people off was the video talking about, can white people be African? I knew for sure that video would piss off so many people, but you know, it actually didn't. It didn't piss off as many people as I thought it would. Like, I thought that the black community in the U.S. would get furious, and I thought that they would like be saying horrible things about me, you know. But it actually really didn't. It didn't work out that way, you know. I was a little disappointed. I thought it would have way more dislikes on that video. Like, I was looking to be about 50-50 likes and dislikes. But like, I mean, what the video? Yeah, the video of me talking about like, can white people be African? I thought that video would really piss people off. But come on, it's true. Like, if you watch the video, that's a lot of truth to it. Tips on starting a travel YouTube channel. Don't, because you will make no money. Like, literally, you will make no money. Like, when I made videos talking about Uber and cryptocurrency, I literally was making like 3 times the amount of money that I'm making now. Like, the main way I'm affording this now is basically just paying for it. Like, it's really what I'm doing. Like, I'm just paying for it. I'm not asking for Patreon. So many people say ask for Patreon, but the reason why I don't want to do Patreon is because I don't want people to just say like, okay, I gave you money, so you should go to Africa, you know? I don't want to fucking do that, so that's why I'm not doing Patreon. Maybe eventually I'll do Patreon, because if I stay gone longer, like, I'm not coming back to the US to make money, so maybe I'll do Patreon eventually, but I kind of don't want to do Patreon because I feel that it's going to change the content. Like, it's just go to Africa, I just don't fucking want to go to Africa on every single trip. Like, pull the broomstick out of your fucking ass and realize, like, yo, that's not the only place in the world, you know? There's so many other amazing places I want to explore, yo, that don't have the same problems that come with traveling on the continent, you know? Like, traveling on the continent is rough, yo. It's not easy. Like, it's rough. Like, bottom line, like, I'm not done with it. I'm just taking a break from it. Like, come on, let a homie smoke a joint. We definitely need more young black travelers out traveling. But it's kind of difficult, though. Traveling is not easy. Yeah, like, that's like I only know like just a few black travelers traveling. But then one chick, she's not really traveling, she just lives in Vietnam, you know? But she's just living abroad. It's kind of like teaching English in China, you know? You just live abroad. It's one thing when you're traveling, going from country to country, but when you're living in a place, it's just different. Y'all know I love live streaming. Yes, we do need more black travelers. You gotta support them. You know what? I want to see. See, the thing that tripped me out about YouTube is it's only like certain black people that really succeed. Like if you, I want to see a hood black traveler traveling around the world. That's what I would find very interesting. Like someone like Alex, right? I want to see someone like that traveling around the world. I want to hear that perspective. But like, I don't know anybody out there that's like that on YouTube. Like, cause I follow a bunch of black YouTubers, and it's kind of like the type of YouTubers I follow are like very different. Like I follow a couple of those like pro black YouTube channels where like every white person is a racist, you know, or every white person is a white supremacist, you know, which is just bullshit, which is not true. But I follow channels like that, and then I also follow the channels that are just like it's a black person, but like it's like are they really black, you know, or are they skin just black? It's kind of a trip. Like I follow hella YouTubers. Morocco is a kind of a weird place. Like I had a very like I got groped in Morocco like a handful of times. I'm not even gonna talk about that in this live stream, but like literally once I got groped and like I didn't even say anything because I was afraid. I was fucking afraid, yo, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I want to start a YouTube channel, but stuck in an airline, have to work. It's very difficult to start a YouTube channel full time when you have a job. The only reason I was able to pull it off was because of. The only reason I was able to pull it off is because of Uber. The only reason. Grew up in a Muslim country. Yup. Yup, in a Muslim country. Yup, because it lets you know that, like, you know, when you separate sexes from, I don't know, never mind. You should go to Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a very safe country. Lots of beauty and history. Ethiopia is definitely on the list. Do a Patreon, then you will respond and show favoritism to the people who give you money. Well, but what if it's all people that give money and just like go to Africa? Like, I would have to say, out of every place I've been to in the world in my life, Africa was just African countries are amazing to see and they're beautiful to see. But the problem with African countries is all my life I was told that Africa is this way. And you know, when you go to the continent, you're gonna see this and you're gonna see that and you're gonna see this and you're gonna see that. And when I went there, I didn't exactly see everything that was that I had been told all my life. Like I didn't actually see all of that stuff. But let me tell you something. Coming to Eastern Europe has opened my eyes like more to anything because I think that the way the picture is painted, like I kind of thought that Africa wouldn't be a perfect place, but then I also thought that like Eastern Europe wasn't like it is, but Eastern Europe is a zoo. It is like I don't mean that in a bad way because I say Africa's a zoo, like straight up, like. In Eastern Europe, you see horses, cows crossing the road, just like you see in African countries, you know. But I like to travel around. I like to see different spots. Like I don't like to stay in the same place too long. Don't take this as a negative comment. You need some coconut body cream from Trader Joe's. Sometimes you need to take care of your hands. They are too ashy. Hey, it's a friendly suggestion. Yeah. You know, that's true. I am ashy, but I got other things to worry about in life versus me being ashy. And the people I'm around in this country, they don't know what ashy is. Yo, they don't. So it's totally cool to be ashy. I can be ashy all day. It's so freaking. You want to see my feet? I really make y'all gross up my feet. Ashy, right? The other one. Ooh, ashy, bro. Super ashy. I just showed my feet to y'all. Like literally every inch of my body is on the internet. Like every little bit of my body is somewhere on the internet. It's crazy. It's been so freaking hot here, yo, today. I see his ash all the time. I do need coconut oil, but I had coconut oil when I left the US, but now, shit, that was like 3 months ago when I left, the last time I was in the US. I can't believe I've been gone this long. This is my longest trip, like outside the US, like no joke. Imagine working and going around different countries. Well, I mean, oh my gosh, I kind of want to say what I'm doing, but then I kind of don't. It's just too early, so I'm just not gonna say. Big Danny K, Big Danny K. You, I don't want to say it, but like I'm not in Greece, but someone did say the name of the country that I was in. The IRS is inviting you back. Oh, I can just pay them from here. I don't think I owe any money. I'm pretty sure I don't. Everybody's saying Georgia. Big Danny K has a really good idea. Yeah, Big Danny K has a really good idea. Like this dude can be able to figure it out because I'm not gonna say if he said it, but he Big Danny has figured out a lot of places that I've been to in the past just because I think this dude's Israeli, so he lives in not this region of the world, but he lives in that region of the world, like somewhere around there, you know? Okay, so I'll give you guys another hint. Go to my YouTube and look at my YouTube stories and tell me what concert that I was at the other night. Okay? If you go there and look at the stories, maybe you can tell. Do they want to hire foreign labor? So what a lot of countries do, they don't necessarily like. I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to say anything. I was saying, have a plan to boost your career while global traveling. That's great. Oh yeah. Have you been to the Netherlands? I've been to the Netherlands like 5 times. Yeah. Like literally, I've been to Amsterdam like 5 straight times. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go on this trip. Like then maybe if I do, I'll hit up Rotterdam because I got a friend that lives in Rotterdam. I'm done. I'm over Amsterdam. Like Amsterdam is so overrated right now. It's just it's so overrated that I'm not like it's got so expensive over the years. Like Amsterdam is more expensive than San Francisco now. Like if you go in the summer, it's freaking more expensive than SF. So I'm not trying to go there. You are so cute. Oh, thanks. If you had to pick a home base abroad, which country would you choose? Switzerland, probably. Probably Switzerland. Yeah, probably Switzerland. A lot of people speak English. The weather really sucks in Switzerland. Um, Switzerland's very expensive, so if I got a job there, it would be easy to like make money and travel. It's a very small country. It's I don't know how's it going. It'll probably be Switzerland for sure. I mean, I really like Australia, but Australia is so far away from the rest of the world that I don't think that I don't wanna I don't think I really want to live there because I want to be accessible to the world. But Switzerland may not be the best place to do that. Maybe like Barcelona or Paris would be better, or probably Paris or Barcelona would be better. Well, I don't know. Hong Kong could be a good place. That's a really difficult question. Probably Switzerland because if a nuclear attack, if a nuclear war happens, Switzerland would be the safest place to hide at anywhere in the world. Or probably some parts of like Russia and North Korea because they have super deep tunnels. But why am I talking about like where to hide during a nuclear attack? See, I love doing live streams because like I just talk random shit like that. Like, come on, like what am I thinking? Like, what have I not been smoking, right? Anyway, let's read some more of these wacko comments. When do we expect to get to 100 countries? I would love to hit the goal of 100 countries by the end of next year.
Are you on Twitch?
But no, I'm on YouTube. I don't think that it's gonna happen next year just because I'm not really in a hurry. Like there's that chick on YouTube that went to 100 countries in a year, and it's like, I mean, did you even experience anything, or did you just see buses, trains, and planes the whole time? You know. So I'm like not in a hurry. Like, I mean, this year like I've already spent too much time in South Africa, too much time in Australia, and if I go to a place like Kenya or Tanzania, like I'm definitely gonna spend a month there. If I go to India, I'm definitely gonna spend a month in India. So I don't know when I'm gonna get that goal done. Like it may be a couple years. It may be a very long time. Because like this country I'm in now, I think I wanna stay here for at least a month. Like straight up. Like I wanna stay here for a month. So yeah, I'm not gonna go to 30 countries this year. I'm only gonna go to like maybe 15 countries this year. And after I'm done with this trip that I'm on, I'm gonna go to a couple other places. I do want to get back to the U.S., but I have no idea when that's gonna be. Like I have no idea. Damn, how can you retire easy? Just don't retire in the U.S. Like don't retire in the U.S. Retire outside of the U.S. Retire someplace that's much cheaper than the U.S. You know, when you travel, your mind, it opens your world up a lot because like I don't necessarily think of retiring back home anymore. I think of retiring in other places. This is kind of how I see it. A lot of people are used to the healthcare and they're used to the systems back home. But you can easily get used to systems somewhere else, you know? Yes, it has never seen anything like Morocco. Morocco was a trip. It's one of those places that like I'm not too happy. I'm not too jumping. I'm not. If I never go back, that's chill with me, you know. Just because Morocco is I don't know. The religion thing is just it's a little extreme. I thought it was kind of freaky that like everywhere you stay, you have to like write this code down that they write down in your passport. Like, I don't know. I'm just not too keen up on that. I'm pretty sure the U.S. does the same thing to its tourists, but I'm a citizen of the U.S. So I don't really have to worry about that. Take your time. Get to know about your travels. Do you make money traveling or do you lose money traveling? I mean, I don't exactly know what that question is because for someone who is very obsessed with money, you would easily say that someone like me is traveling losing money. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Traveling is the only thing you can buy with money that makes you richer. And a person that doesn't travel will never, ever understand that statement, ever. They won't. So that's how I'm gonna answer your question. Yeah. So on the outside, it may look like I'm just traveling and I'm just spending money, but at the same time, I'm learning things that your high school, your college professor could never teach you. You know, and I'm also learning things that are making my life like so much better. Um, my life has just changed, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, just should I sell my electronics to go traveling? That sounds more like an addiction. If you feel like you gotta, it sounds like you may be addicted to something. I wouldn't recommend that unless that's your plan. Like some people know that like, look, I'm gonna be traveling for 3 years, so I'm gonna sell my desktop computer because it's not gonna be worth nothing in 3 years. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But then if you just have to sell stuff just to travel, like that sounds like an addiction. That's no different than selling your TV to go buy some weed. How was Romania? I was not a fan of Bucharest. Like out of every country I've ever been to in the world, I've never had people stare at me so much. Like I'm like, are you people idiots here? Like, have you, like I'm pretty sure people are looking at me like, oh, I've never seen a black person like this. I'm looking at them like I ain't never seen no white folks like y'all ever, y'all. I'm used to the rich white folks in San Francisco. Like, I don't mean to be racist, but like, I just wanted to say that, like, okay, did I visit SF townships? I visit a couple, you know. I visit a couple, but I don't know. South Africa has got a. I'm kind of a little nervous of South Africa because I keep seeing like killing videos constantly. So I mean, I'm just getting a little nervous of South Africa, but I'll probably go back later this year just because South Africa is like dope. Ooh, what's the happiest country? The happiest country? Maybe like a country like Norway. That's what I would say. Norway or Indonesia was pretty freaking happy. People are very happy. Thailand, like people are pretty happy. Um, Not the U.S. by far. Definitely not the U.S. I wouldn't say that the U.S. is like the most unhappiest place, because I did see an article written recently that the U.S. was the most unhappiest place. I don't think that's the case because if you take someone who comes from a country like an Eastern European country and you send them to the U.S., I would imagine that they might be happy, But if you take like someone who is anti-Trump and someone who's complaining about healthcare and someone who's complaining about taxes, they may not be happy. So I wouldn't necessarily say that the U.S. is like the worst. You know what I mean? Putin is here. All countries need a happy ending. Yes, they do, Marty. They all need a happy ending. Would you visit Spain again? Yeah, I would definitely go back to Spain. A country I'm not too big on going back to in Europe is France. Like, plans on visiting Iraq or Iran. I would love to visit both, but I don't think that's gonna happen for a while. I didn't like France because like last time I was there, I was in Paris, and I just felt like Paris has changed a lot. Like it's just not the same. Did you like Turkey? I like Turkey a lot. Istanbul was a lot of fun, yo. Turkey is a place like Istanbul. I think I could live in Istanbul. Like it's super chill. Like, I love Turkey. It's a big, massive city, yo. That could be a really good place to live if I moved outside the U.S. because it's sort of in the middle of the world. There's a lot of flights going everywhere from Turkey. That could be a really good place. South African fried Chinese. I did have some South African Chinese food. It was alright. In which country did you feel like an alien? Romania. And the crazy thing about Romania is I actually follow a bunch of black YouTubers that have been there, and they liked it, you know? And I thought, oh, it'll be a piece of cake. I just kept getting stirred at like crazy, yo. Like, I even made a video talking about it, and I didn't even release the video because I'm like, this is too negative. Like, if people see this from Romania, they're gonna hate me, you know? So I didn't even like release the video. Actually, I did 2 videos of me straight ranting about Romania. I think I still have one. What was your experience like in Dublin, Ireland? So this is like the only place in Europe that I went to that I felt like I was literally being racial profiled. Like I was sitting at this park and I moved seats in the park, and someone this cop on a bike like came up and like straight questioned me like, why did I move seats? And I'm thinking, yo, yo, like I don't like to say racist. Like I just don't like to say that. Like, cause I know a lot of like black people. The first thing they want to say, oh, they're racist, they're racist, they're racist. It's not really like that in most parts of the world. But that cop, like I swear, like the only reason he did that is because like, he had no other reason to come up to me. Like basically, he didn't know it was just because maybe I stood out. Like, I don't get it. Like maybe he thought I was selling drugs or something. But I mean, come on, like. And then when he questioned me, he was like, I guess he thought I was like from another country or another region of the world. I don't want to say it because I don't want to offend anybody. But then, like, I guess when he heard me talk, and then I was like, yo, I just came from here and I'm going here tonight. I got a flight, you know? Then he was just kind of like going off on his thing. And so I was right about to do something else right before he came up. They love black brothers out there. What do they love black brothers at? In Romania, they do? Ireland is paranoid due to the history of political violence. Yeah, Ireland is a place I'm not gonna be going back to. I'll go to Northern Ireland because I didn't have any problems in Northern Ireland. But what about electric car technology in Europe? How does it compare to the U.S.? Well, you know, that's a really good question because most parts of the U.S. electric cars aren't very popular, except for California. If I'm not mistaken, like I think like I forget the statistic, but like I think like 70% of the EVs in the U.S. are all in California. So there are a lot of places in the U.S. where like people don't like electric cars aren't really a thing at all. Like it's like really you charge your car, you know? And in California, it's like the in some parts of California, it's the opposite. It's like you don't charge your car, like you still buying gas, fool. Like, do you realize that we're driving electricity nowadays and we're not putting gas in our cars? Like, EV is a conspiracy. So I see EVs in some places, like definitely the affluent countries. You see like a lot of EVs, like Norway and Switzerland. I saw quite a few EVs. Didn't see any. Norway was like the place I saw the more EVs than I ever saw in the world. Um, and you do, I definitely have seen a handful of EVs throughout Eastern Europe, like just a few. You know what I mean? Definitely see a lot of electric car charging, like in random places. But it's not as big as California. But Norway is pretty much a thing. Look at this guy. I bet he works for like the oil and gas industry. If an EV runs out of power, you aren't going anywhere. If a gasoline car runs out of gasoline, guess what? You ain't going anywhere. So what do you guys say about that? Because it's the same thing, right? What you should do is make sure you don't run out of electricity. Just like most people make sure they don't run out of gasoline. Like, I'm telling you, like, some of these comments, like, I just really scratch my head. Like, do these people have a half of a brain, you know? You can buy cans of gasoline. So you can buy gasoline. You can buy a can of gasoline and pour it in. And you know what? You can also Have an electricity truck come and charge your electric car. How you like those apples? Just keep arguing with me because I like the YouTube engagements. Like, just keep going on and on. Like, I can just keep going on and on and on because no one is gonna want to buy your gasoline car. Okay, your gasoline car, it takes it takes long to charge an EV. You know what? An EV has way less moving parts inside of the car than your traditional ICE car. Okay, ICE cars have so many problems. Okay, they do. They break down. Look, let's just like stop this argument, bro. Because you can't win against this. Like you can't, bro. Like I can argue with you all day. Yeah, all day. Like for real. Like just stop it there. It's just like arguing with me about veganism and eating meat. Like come on, dude. Pull that broomstick out of your ass and sweep the floor. No, don't sweep the floor. Mop the floor, okay? I just said that. Like next. Let me go find another comment. Don't lie, London, best city in Europe. London is a freaking amazing city. I love London. It's my favorite big city in Europe, hands down. Like, hands down. I love London, yo. I don't know. Maybe because they speak English. The streets be tripping me up in London, like, all the time, yo. What do you mean you don't have the same power in an EV? You guys are idiots, yo. EVs are so much faster than a gasoline, than an ICE car. Because that's what it is, an ICE car. EVs are so much faster, yo. I freaking got a ticket, like doing freaking double the speed limit because I was in an EV. Okay? If I was driving a gasoline car, I couldn't even get up to that amount of speed in the short amount of time that I was driving. Like, okay, go watch videos talking about EVs, yo. Which two countries have the best food in the world for someone who is vegan? I would have to say London would probably be number one. The reason why I would say London is because there's a lot of inexpensive vegan food. My second place would be Tel Aviv, Israel. Now, the reason why Tel Aviv is not number one is because Tel Aviv is a freaking inexpensive city. The vegan food I found in Tel Aviv was just like amazing. It was great. It was drop dead good. But it was, like I say, it's more expensive in Tel Aviv. In London is a lot more manageable. London food trash. You know, I guess if you eat traditional English food, maybe it's not the best. But you can always find different restaurants from other parts of the world in London. And like when I go to London, I don't eat fish and chips. Like that's what the Brits eat. Like I eat freaking Mexican food. I eat American food. I eat Chinese food. Like I just eat everything else. Do you ever want to have a family? Um, Not really. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like my thing is like this is my thought. Like once I hit like 30 and I'm not in a relationship and I don't have kids, my mindset change and it's more like I'm not looking. It's just I don't believe that it's gonna happen anymore. Like I don't because when you meet someone in your 30s, you're kind of set in your own ways. When you meet someone in your 20s and you guys are 20, 22, you get together, you grow old together, right? But when you hit 30, you're already set in your own ways. They're set in their own ways, and things like sort of clash. So I don't think of having a family anymore. It's something I don't think about. I think about just having multiple partners. I don't even think about having a intimate relationship with one person anymore. Like that is just out the window now. Like honestly, I get more dopamine from YouTube and social media than I get from someone else, like an actual person. Not to say that I don't like to get laid because come on, I do. But like just being in a relationship and just doing the whole flow, like it's a tough one. What is the best country you've ever traveled? What is the best country you've ever visited? What's the best country I've ever visited? So there's a difference between the best and my favorite. So I'm gonna say the best country I've ever visited. Damn, that's a tough question because maybe like maybe like Thailand or something. Maybe Thailand. That's a tough one. Like it's gonna be a handful of questions. It would be Thailand, Israel, England, or Australia. And you guys know like Australia wasn't a favorite country, but it's if you want to say the best country I visited, I would probably say Australia. The reason why I would say that it's the best country because it's very developed. They have trains, they have buses, they have planes. I mean, most countries have all three of those, but it just works very well together. Where is the most beautiful nature you've ever seen? The most beautiful nature that I think I've ever seen was on an airplane flying from Zurich, Switzerland, going to Budapest. And when the flight's flying, you're flying over the Swiss Alps, and the mountains are so tall that it looks like that they're just right there. Like basically, if the plane needed to go down, you would just die because there's nowhere to land, and the mountains are so tall that they're just right there. Like they're literally just right there. You hated Australia. Like I think I hated Australia. I went to Australia for the wrong reasons, honestly. Um, yeah. If you didn't break up with Vanessa, your life would be totally different. It would be totally different. It would be totally different if I didn't break up with Vanessa. Damn, that's very deep. It would be totally different. Are cops in Australia less aggressive than in the US? So put it like this. So one night we're on the street and I was hanging out with this American girl and like maybe like three other dudes from different parts of Europe, I can't remember. And the American chick, because you can't drink on the street in Australia, the American chick was walking around with like some alcohol in a glass. And these two cops looked like they're like on lunch or something, but they were like totally like looking at the bottle and looking at the glass that she had. And they, they wanted to say something, but they didn't. They just didn't. And I was thinking if this was in the U.S., they would have like freaking wrote you a ticket and everything. And the girl was saying the same thing. Would you ever do a mountain peak Everest? You know, I've watched a lot of documentaries about people climbing Mount Everest, and I don't think I want to do that one. I don't think I want to do it. Not anytime soon. Just plant a seed in every country you visit. That would be dope. Plant a seed can mean a lot of things, y'all. It can mean a lot of things. Like, what do you mean? Like, have kids? Like, or like plant a seed in the ground and like let a flower grow. China. Why do people keep saying China? I'm like not a big fan of China, yo. like I, I like China, but I don't think I want to just go there right now because of the whole. There's a lot of tension with the U.S. and China. Like I don't know what part of the U.S. you're in. Do you like staying in hostels instead of hotels when you travel? Um, so I like to go through phases of where like I go to hostels. I spend the majority of my time in hostels. But then if I need to get some work done and I don't want to be around backpackers, I go to a hotel. But if I had to choose, I would always stay in a hostel and never stay in a hotel. Hotels are just, it's harder to meet other people, bottom line. I liked Vanessa. A lot of people like Vanessa. A good plug would be to drop 10 things, different categories, customers, women, infrastructure, governments once a month. That would be a good idea. Top 10 countries. Um, I'm getting tired. What was your favorite part of Australia? It was Byron Bay. But I'll probably go back to Australia later this year. That's what I'm thinking. I don't exactly know. Some people collect soil. If I collected soil from every country, I would have a lot of freaking soil. What countries have the best weed? I'm just gonna go ahead and say this like really fast, and I don't want to talk. I don't want to get into detail about this. Israel, Jerusalem has the best weed I've ever found anywhere in the world. Well, actually, I didn't find it. It's sort of like I was at a party and I thought it was like a cigarette that they're passing around because I saw a lot of people passing around cigarettes at this party, and I was thinking it's just a cigarette. Jerusalem, yo. Now I'm probably banned from traveling back to Israel forever, but that's okay.
What did you do?
I just admitted that Israel had the best weed. Are you Israeli?
Oh, banned for that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I had a freaking blast in Israel.
That's awesome.
It's freaking a wild country. This dude's Israeli. He's like, oh, you talking shit about my country, yo?
You said some.
No, this wasn't what he was saying. People collect soil. Try sleeping in your car in order to save money on rent. A lot of people in San Francisco sleep in their cars so they can save money on rent. But I'm not there right now, so I'm not gonna do that. To each. So I do take like I don't really buy stuff when I'm in countries because I'm not materialistic, but like I do save things like bus passes and currency. I always save currency from different countries. But like I don't just like to bring stuff back from every country because I usually travel with one backpack, so where am I gonna put stuff? On this trip I bought so much crap, yo. I've never bought so much stuff on a trip. But this trip's been going on for a minute. Jamaica has better weed. Don't worry, they won't hold it against you. Oh, he's talking about the Israelis won't hold it against me. I didn't think so. How do you not run out of money when traveling? Well, don't go to expensive countries. That's what I do. I'm really good at budgeting. I'm really good at planning, so that's how I don't run out of money. But guys, I'm gonna end this stream because I wanna go do something else. So I'm gonna end this stream. It has been a pleasure talking to you guys. And I will see you guys in a video tomorrow. It won't be a live video, but I'll see you guys in a video tomorrow. Thanks a lot for the super chats, and thanks a lot for not creaming me to figure out where I am. So I don't know if Danny is still around. Danny from Israel. I forget his handle. It was like I don't know. If you're still around, Danny, you should DM me on Instagram. Thanks, Marty. I think he's gone. Okay, but anyway, I'm out. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. It has been a fun one.